out of the box or out of the wall, whatever we want to call it, we have, Academy Award nominee Ana de Armas, Keanu Reeves, exposed. Who is exposed? And should they have been exposed? We are about to find out. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon, gonna review Expose. So what is this movie about? I'm just gonna read the synopsis and you're gonna know why after I talk about it. As a New York City detective, Scotty Galvin investigates the death of his partner. He begins to unravel clues about disturbing police corruption and a dangerous secret leading him to a troubled young woman who holds the key to solving his partner's murder. So, to like this film, this movie was bad. I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score before watching the movie. I said, oh shit, there's no way it can be that bad. Can it? Oh yes, it can. So what is positive about this film? Some good acting with Keanu Reeves, Ana de Armas, and some of the background characters. That is about it. I mean, when I say this story makes no sense, it is atrociously bad. Some of the things that happen in this movie, you're like, what are you trying to do? Because in this movie, Ana de Armas literally sees these random ghost figures that could float and do stuff. And then when you figure out what the ending of the movie really is, you're like, what the fuck does that have to do with fucking anything in this fucking movie? Yes, I understand there's a spiritual element to it, but I just don't see how they literally connect on any fucking levels. Then something else happens at the very end with about abuse to a girl, and there is nothing leading up to actually what happens in this film. They try to do so many different twists and turns in this movie that you're like, oh shit, that's gonna happen. Oh shit, that's gonna happen. But then at the end, you're just like, that is what you decided to do a fucking twist and turn about? What the balls are you trying to do? And the editing and how they decide to film this. Okay, it would literally be like you're talking to this group of people, cut in the middle of a freaking paragraph or middle of a sentence, which makes no sense, and it goes like Keanu Reeves in the police station. And I feel like then after that, we go to a random cutscene, and then a random cutscene, and then a random cutscene, and then we're gonna bring this random other character in this, then another random character, and then this cutscene, and then this cutscene. You're just like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, there is no timeline of this movie. I could not tell you. You know how some movies are like, oh, the first act explains this, the second act explains this, the third act explains this. I couldn't tell you the first, second, or third act. I truly couldn't. Because I'm thinking, okay, the first act is talking about Ana de Armas and then Keanu Reeves. And then it keeps going. Cutting. And then cutting. And then cutting. And then cutting. And then the end shows up and they show that ending. You're just like, what the fuck? Because randomly, no shit, there's something that happens to Ana de Armas's, we'll go with fiance or boyfriend. And it literally comes out of nowhere because the timeline of it, of like, she's talking to him and he's in Iraq. Then all of a sudden he's like, I'm probably going to be here forever. And then literally the next scene is like, I can't believe I'm coming home in 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? There is no timeline whatsoever where you're like, is this taking place in a month? In 6 months? No freaking clue. So the writing is atrocious. The editing is atrocious. The directing is not good. Everything about the camera is literally stationary. Nothing fancy is done to this movie whatsoever. This is bad. I don't know how Keanu Reeves and Ana de Armas got into this film. Yes, it's been 2015, maybe because because they've done a movie together. You know that, right? Knock Knock, the Eli Roth movie. So I wonder, since they're both Lionsgate, they had a contract. They had to do at least 2 or 3 movies with Lionsgate, and this is one of them. And they just got stuck with it together. But seriously, this movie is not worth your time. This movie is being sold at 100%. Exposed will receive a 0.5 out of 5 of Futons. It was at 10%. Seriously, do not find this movie. Do not touch it. I wasted an hour and 40 minutes of my life, and I'm coughing because of it. Let's see what the critics' review scores gave this one. The critics say 8% with 25 of them. Audience score is 16 with over 1,000. Here's critic consensus. Exposed lays its flaws. This doesn't make sense. Exposed lays its flaws fittingly bare for all but the least discerning viewers to see, starting with a dull yet convoluted plot that utterly overpowers the efforts of an intriguing cast. Abso-freaking-lutely. Like I said, they just add randomly characters in just everywhere. And then I just don't understand how what happens in like the first 10 minutes of the movie correlates to the last 10 minutes. Like, those are completely two different films. You just have so many different films splattered in this movie. You're like, what the fuck is happening? 8, 10, 16. Chase Sock with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Booftopia. You Boofutonians. Thank you much. Have a great day. I'm so mad because I thought I was done with this cough. And yet, here we are. No, I don't have good COVID.